Good. Okay, so back to this. Why and how he does it. Welcome, Henry. Hello. Welcome to Polk Salad today. I'm pretty excited about our three guests because they have bright blue, clean, sparkling water to offer to us all summer long. So stay tuned and hear about what you can be doing during this pretty hot summer that we're having here in the community. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Polk Salad. Our first guest with us today is Natasha Cronin, who is the current director of the YMCA for our community, and I want her to tell us all about summer fun that's happening at the Y. Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you, Natasha, for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So I went to talk to you about coming on the show, and I walked into this gorgeous pool setting that I have to be honest, I've seen the pool, but maybe I've never seen it in the summer. It's fabulous.
Yeah, well, we painted the pool this before we opened,
Okay.
so that helped. The City of Independence did a great job, and they painted the pool for us, and we had volunteers come in right before the pool opened to add some games onto the concrete so that kids who necessarily maybe don't want to swim but want to be active can play hopscotch or play some games. And then we had some staff come in on their own time and paint the inside of the pool house. And
what dedicated people you're surrounded with. Now tell us where the pool is in Independence.
So the pool is located at 490 I Street, which is across from the old Henry Hill.
The old Henry Hill Elementary School.
Yeah.
Which now holds a lot of offices and other different things
Yeah,
for
it's
the
the school admin building.
So how often can kids come and swim?
So the pool is open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. for open swim, so anyone can come at any time during that time. And then in the evenings from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, we do just adult swim. So you have to be 16 or older, and you can come, and we have someone there that can help you improve your stroke. So if you're learning how to swim, we have somebody there. We have aqua fitness classes going on, and then if people just want to come lap swim, they can do that.
My goodness.
Yeah.
And the pool's heated, right?
It is heated, which is always surprising to people. But it's Oregon, so you want to be able to swim in the rain, and so we heat the pool.
Yes, that's wonderful. It's a pretty big pool.
It is a big pool, and you can also rent it. So if you want to have a birthday party or a family reunion on Saturday evenings and all day Sunday, you can rent the pool.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is there a lifeguard there, or you just?
Yep.
Yeah,
So
the lifeguard comes with the rental?
Part of the rental fee is what covers our cost for the lifeguard, and depending on how many people you have, we staff accordingly. So you can have up to 100 people, and we'll have lifeguards there. And the little park is right next door, so a lot of folks will come and barbecue and then.
Can you bring food into the pool site?
You can. There's kind of a certain area where we ask that people eat the food, but a lot of folks will kind of utilize the park and then come and swim.
How wonderful. Yeah. Is that, now how long does that go? Through the end of August? Or?
Yep, so the pool opened June 6th, and then we close August 31st. So we get 3 full months of the pool.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
You're doing a lot for the Y. I hear about a concert coming up.
We do. We have our benefit concert coming up. It's August 20th. It'll be between the dog park and amphitheater in Independence from 6 to 9, and we have Ty Curtis coming, so we're super excited. And all the money we raise goes to scholarships. So 1 out of 3 kids at the Y gets financial aid from us. And so this is a way for us to kind of make our pool a little bit bigger and be able to offer more folks the programming that we have, because part of our mission is to make the Y accessible to everyone regardless of their ability to pay.
I love that.
So
the pool is the big thing in the summer, but the Y has stuff all year.
Yeah.
For all ages. Is that
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep. So, and in the summer too, we have our youth sports programs, which we have all year round. We have our dance program, and then we have our group fitness program, which a lot of folks aren't aware of. And we do that in our location in downtown Independence. It's year round. Part of membership is group fitness. So we have Zumba, we have interval step classes, and it's all customized to what your ability is. So it's a lot of fun. Yoga.
That's wonderful. Now, how long have you been at the Y?
A little over a year now.
And how long have you been in Oregon?
I've been in Oregon probably 8 or 9 years now.
Is that right?
Yep. And
because where are you from originally?
Well, I went to high school in Indiana, but I grew up all over the place.
You did?
So, yeah. My parents are British and was born in Germany and moved to the States when I was 9, and we kind of tried to find the perfect state, and I finally found it as a grown-up. So
I know, right? Everybody who sits in that chair, just about everyone has come from someplace else. Like,
Yep.
okay, we're here now.
Yep. It's always funny when you find a native Oregonian. It's kind of something special. You know?
Rare
It's like, oh, you were
specimen.
born here?
No, I know. And so, but y'all, you're pretty busy because you guys used to work together, you and your husband, but now he has another business.
He does. It's located right downtown across from the Y, so we joke that the Cronins are taking over downtown.
That wouldn't be a bad thing.
No, but the three-legged dog is doing really well. And
The three-legged dog is the name of the business.
Yep. Yeah,
And it's a
it's a
restaurant.
pub restaurant. We feature all local ingredients, and so our menu changes seasonally, including our cocktails, and those we try to feature as many local and Oregon distilleries as well, which is kind of fun.
That is wonderful.
Yeah.
Is that for adults just? Or
Nope, it's open all ages. After 9 o'clock, it becomes 21 and over. But no, we have kids coming in, and on Sundays we do brunches, so that's really fun for families.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
What time does that happen on Sundays?
9:30 to 2, we're open for brunch, and that includes our Bloody Mary bar, so you can come in and make your own, and that's really fun.
How fun.
Yeah.
So is there anything else you want to tell us about the Y?
I think it's really important for people to know that it is all ages, so it's for kids and grown-ups, and we do have these scholarship opportunities available, and we're very serious about making sure that it really, regardless of what your ability to pay is, we want you to come and become healthy and active, and we're able to provide that because of the support we get from the community, but help is there, and we'd much rather have your child come spend the summer with us at summer camp and figure out how to pay for it than just assume you can't.
That's wonderful. I love that. I mean, we're so fortunate to have the Y, and not every community has one.
Right.
And the Y just, I believe from its inception, is all about the community.
It is.
It's not about who can be and who we can keep out. It's about trying to get everybody in.
Yep. And it's about healthy living, and that's more than running on a track every day. It's talking about nutrition and talking about healthy choices, whether it's the food you eat or the choices you make as a 6-year-old, you know, as to how to play with that person on the playground. And so the values education that we have as part of our sports programming and after-school programs is really key to what we do.
Now, how can people get information about the Y and what's going on?
Yeah, so they can go on our website, which is theyonline.org, or they can give us a call in the office, and we're happy to help. We're open Monday through Friday from 10 to 6:30, so even when you're done with work at 5, you can stop by and we can give you what you need.
Wonderful. So even grandparents, I know there are a lot of grandparents who are helping with kids during the summer, and I bet that's a wonderful resource for them.
It can be, yep. Yeah, it's great. And at our office, too, we actually have a huge bookcase full of books, and if anyone wants a book, they can come in and take one home with them. So for grandparents, that's really fun, too, because if they want to take a book home for story time, they're welcome to do that.
Wonderful.
We have English and Spanish.
I was going to ask.
Yep.
You have books for everybody.
We do.
That's so wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
And thank you for heating that pool.
Oh, it needs it.
I know it. It's the one thing that stops me from swimming outside in Oregon.
Yeah.
It's the only little chink in the armor that I've found, you know, so thank you for that.
Yeah,
and thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So stay tuned. We'll be right back with more fun things to do this summer in our community. Welcome back to Polk Salad. Thanks so much for hanging in there with us. We're talking about fun in the sun and Monmouth and Independence today. And our guest here, Melissa Berglund, who is the Assistant Director of the new Peter Courtney Health and Wellness Center at Western Oregon's campus, is here to talk to us about community access to the beautiful sparkling blue pool. Thanks for being here today.
Definitely. Thanks for
I
having
know
me.
that you have a million things going on. You have to teach class, you have to do this and that. But tell us about the pool.
Sure. So the pool's 25 yards is pretty standard, 5 lanes. It's open to the public, so anyone can come and access it. We have open swim, lap swim, water aerobics, swimming lessons. And then since the development of the Health and Wellness Center, we've added a therapy pool.
I love
so
it.
a warm water pool over there with jets that can act like a spa, but doesn't get quite as hot as a hot tub would. But
And it's pretty like 3 feet or 4 feet deep,
3.5 to 4 feet. Yep,
yeah,
exactly.
so you can stand up. I see people sometimes standing up and exercising in there or moving around.
Yeah, great for therapy or anyone with arthritis or joint pain. The water is a good temperature to still be able to do some exercise. And water exercise is great for anyone. Just the hydrodynamic pressure on the system is really great for the circulatory system. And then also, you know, it relieves the tension on the joints and things like that.
Right,
for the buoyancy.
right. And it's open pretty much year-round. I mean,
it is open year-round. We take a few breaks here and there because we need to do maintenance or like this week in particular, we're only open for open swim or lap swim from 11 to 1 because we have a lifeguard class going on and a swimming lesson instructor class going on.
Right.
So.
I don't know, did we mention that it's indoors?
No, we didn't. But it is indoors, so it's covered. So we swim year-round.
I know, and it has
without the elements.
Beautiful big sun lamps in there that actually feel like the sun, and the white walls and the blue water. I love that thing.
Yeah.
And I love
and
that.
open windows.
Yeah. That was brilliant to put that big open window there where it kind of feels like you're outside.
Yeah, it's great.
So how long have you been there at the Health and Wellness Center?
Well, I was there before the Health and Wellness Center. So I started at Western as a student in the fall of 1998, and I started working as a lifeguard at the pool in January of 1999. So I've been involved with the pool since 1999.
Oh, my
So I started as a lifeguard, a swim lesson instructor, water aerobics, and then became like an assistant manager. And then when the pool director left, I applied for her position. And then got that and started that in 2005. August of 2005 is when I started as a staff member. And I've been there ever since.
the old pool, right?
Yep. It's the same pool.
How old
we
is
just
this
added
building?
on. The Health and Wellness Center is 4 years old. Almost 5
Already?
years.
Oh, my
yeah.
goodness.
So, but the pool's been there much, much longer.
It's the same pool.
Same pool.
Certainly doesn't look like the same
No,
pool.
it had a facelift.
It did. Is it the same size?
It is.
Wow. It looked so much smaller. And so I remember back in the old building, you guys sometimes did dog days in August, but you don't do that with the new pool.
We don't, no. The access doesn't work the same, and the lining and things is a little bit different.
Right.
But
Right.
yeah, it was a very fun event. I still get calls about it. We want to come in August.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
So what about, where'd you come from?
Originally from Idaho.
Idaho.
Yep.
And you came all the way from Idaho just to go to Western?
I did.
Wow,
Yeah.
how come?
I wanted to play soccer.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, and then both of the degree programs that I was interested in, art and business, were available here. So that combination was what I was looking for, collegiate soccer with art and business.
And you got it.
I did, yeah.
And then you got this great, and now you live here.
Now I live here.
Isn't that
Own
wonderful?
a house and everything, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
And have this career with this great university?
Yeah, I love working for Western.
I love Western, too. It's one of my favorite things about the whole place. But so the Health and Wellness Center is much bigger than just the pool.
Correct.
But all the other stuff is for students.
The climbing wall is also open to community.
Oh,
so
it
we
is?
also do youth climbing lessons, much like swimming lessons, for a fee. And then you can also purchase a membership just to the pool or just to the climbing wall so that you can have access to that. Yeah.
Is that year-round as well?
That is year-round as well.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so we have a 40 by 40 foot climbing wall. We have tons of kids who are just loving having access to that and kind of developing a climbing community in this area.
Yes,
So.
I did not know
Yeah,
that.
it's
That
great.
is so good to know.
Yeah.
So how do people access you or the climbing wall or the pool
Sure.
information?
So
about
all
it?
that information is on our webpage, of course, and then also you can call us anytime. We're almost always open from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., so there's not usually too long of a wait to get a hold of someone. But yeah, all our information is online as far as when our classes, the dates, the fees, what times, and things like that. And community can also use the facility, the rest of the equipment and things, if they're there with the WOU community members. So
Oh, really?
anyone who's connected to Western through being a faculty, a staff, or a student is allowed to sponsor guests.
Oh.
So it would be just a daily rate of $6 to come in and use the entire facility for a whole day.
Wow.
But
That's
so there
good to
are
know.
ways that people can access it.
Yeah.
But
the pool, I mean, you guys start like early in the morning.
6 a.m.
6 a.m. And go pretty much all day long
Yep.
into the evening.
Yep.
It's so wonderful.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for
absolutely.
doing that. Anything else you want to tell us about the pool? Anything?
Yeah, I want to share the fact that we're having the world's largest swimming lesson, or we're participating as a part of the world's largest swim lesson.
Tell us
That's
the
this
date for
week.
that. that?
That's the 18th.
The 18th,
on Thursday.
the Thursday.
Yeah.
And you want everybody to show up at what time?
We open for registration at 9:30 or check-in at 9:30.
In the morning.
And the swimming lesson is from 10 until 10:30. And we're leaving the pool open till 11. So after the swimming lesson, if people want to hang out and play a little bit, we'll be there for them to do that.
9:30 in the morning on
Thursday the 18th. Yeah.
And Guinness is going to be there or
What
somebody.
we do is we submit our paperwork to Guinness as part of that. And we participated last year, and we had 25 people total participants. So our goal this year, obviously, is to have more than that. But it is free, completely free of charge, and open to anyone of all ages, all swimming abilities. We'll have all our instructors will be there to help walk you through the swimming lesson part of it, and then we'll have a little bit of free time for play.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing
Absolutely.
that. Timely.
Yes.
I appreciate
Perfect
it. And
timing.
thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you for hanging in there with us. We'll be right back with one more special guest. And be sure to go to Woo Aquatic Center's webpage and get that information so you can help them be a part of the world's largest swimming lesson. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Polk Salad. Thank you so much for hanging in there with us. Our last and final guest today is Mark Fancy, who is the Community Development Director for the City of Monmouth. And he's here to talk about what I have to say is my grandchildren's favorite thing to do in the summer here in the City of Monmouth, and that is our big new splash fountain. So thank you so much for being here.
You bet. Thanks, Terry.
Now tell us about the fountain.
Okay. Well, the city has had a fountain in Main Street Park since 1940. The original fountain was donated by the Civic Club of Monmouth to the city in 1940. When I came to town in the late 2000s, it was very popular with the kids. The kids loved to climb on the fountain. Unfortunately, the fountain, having been built in 1940, was not designed for kids to really play on.
Right.
And so one of the first things I heard when I came to town was that we need to update our parks plan, our master plan, and start working towards building a new fountain. And when we did our parks master plan, that project came out as the top priority for us to work on.
Is that right? The top priority.
So we started working on that in 2010 and 2011. We went through a design process with the public. We brought a design team on board, a consultant, and then had them prepare various design models for the public to take a look at and give us their comments back on that. So that took us the course of a better part of a year to go through that process. And then in late 2011, we settled upon a design for the new fountain and began construction in the fall or the spring of 2013. And we finished up in August of that year with the new fountain. So the new fountain's been there just about 2 years now.
My goodness, it doesn't seem that long. It still seems like the new fountain.
Right.
But one of the things, I know that it has it's always running from the top, the water. It's a big, like obelisk almost.
Right.
But then there's the things that come from the ground, the water is censored, isn't it?
Right. There's two poles at either side of the fountain area that the kids can touch, and those will make the ground-mounted jets shoot water out.
And
like
they love that.
Yeah, the central column runs all the time. Once we turn the water on in the first part of May, and it runs through, I think, the end of September. But yeah, the kids are able to play in the ground-mounted jets. You know, most importantly, there's no climbing like there was on the previous fountain. It was pretty unsafe for that. We were able to save the old fountain. I've got some great pictures of it being hauled away on the back of a flatbed truck, and we've saved that. We're currently keeping it over at the public workshops, and we hope to bring it back into the park somewhere at some point.
Just sort of as a monument or to the...
Yeah, as a monument to the donation from the Civic Club originally, and it's part of our history here is the fountain. And when we went through the design process, one of the things we could see the way the park was laid out was that the fountain itself was very much a focal point within the park. Your eye is immediately drawn to that. So that's partly why we made the large central column to be somewhat complementary to the design that was there previously. We also put a stainless steel structure or art piece on top.
I was going to ask you about that. That is beautiful.
Yes, that was designed by an artist from Portland who specializes in this type of work and has done work like this all over the world. So we were very fortunate to get his services. And even when the park is, or even when the fountain is not on, we've got it lit at night so that it is that beacon that draws
Yes.
your eyes to that within
It's
the park.
absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I love and appreciate, and I'm sure many people do, the fact that, you know, there's this grand new thing that's much more pertinent to who's playing on the fountain, but we still keep the history. We
Right.
still keep.
We honor that history.
You know,
You
I
bet.
love
You
that.
bet.
I love that, and I'm
Yeah.
sure many people do. And I also love, I have to say, as a grandparent, that the fountain is so safe. You know, it's
Right.
all flat. There's nothing to climb on. There's no standing water.
Right.
You know, it's just, there's nothing to.
There's no trip hazards. There's no drowning potential
No,
or
it's
hazards.
just
very
wonderful.
safe.
It's
Yeah.
wonderful. And I love seeing kids, because it's sensor activated, that, you know, they try to dodge where the
Right.
water's going to come up. That's
Right.
so
Try and
cute
guess
to
where
watch.
it's going to come up. Yeah.
And
it's-
inevitably get hit with it.
Right. And it's brought a lot of parents out to the park too, which is kind of nice. It's kind of like a little league game. There's always a group of parents that are sitting there socializing, that are watching the kids. So it's brought just tons of activity to the park as
Yeah,
well. And,
because they're
and
nice
to our
benches,
downtown.
right?
Right. There's benches around the area,
Where
and
you can
picnic
sit
tables,
and you're actually watching your kid, but you're
Right.
not getting wet. You don't have to be right there.
right.
You can. I see people knitting. I see
Right.
people having lunch.
Right.
You know, while their kids are coming and going from the bench.
Yeah, it's a great
really-
focal point within the park, and it really draws kids in.
Yeah, it's a really wonderful thing for the city.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish it were warm enough to be year-round, but I guess we'd have to be, you know, in South America
Right.
for that to happen.
We'd have to move. Yeah.
And we have it, it's a big feature at 4th of July when we have our festival in the park.
Right, real popular with all the kids, and yeah, we have huge crowds in the park at that time, and yeah, it's a real popular feature.
And I've heard that the water's going to be captured eventually. And
Right, currently the water goes through the system once. It comes out, it's drinking water standard when it comes out of the ground, and for the city to recirculate that, we would have to treat the water underground, return it back to that drinking water standard, and send it back out. That's very expensive, very costly to do that. It takes a lot of labor time to monitor the pH and the water every day. So with our new amphitheater that's going to be getting construction this fall, part of that amphitheater project is a 20,000-gallon tank that's going to go underground under our brand new restroom facility that'll also be part of that amphitheater project. And that tank will store the water that's used during the day by the kids in the fountain, and then that water will be used to irrigate the entire park.
wow, all summer long.
All summer long. So we'll be reusing the water, and that's one of the
Wonderful.
greatest features of our new amphitheater is that, you know, that consciousness about trying to conserve our resources, particularly
Well,
as we're in a drought stage. now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And given the state of the world basically around water, that's fabulous.
Right.
It's fabulous. And so it sounds like the fountain as well as the amphitheater were part of a bigger plan that we just kind of see coming up
Right.
eventually
Right.
and systematically. But is there anything else in that plan?
Well, the plan
Main
focused
Street
on
Park?
all of our parks. There was a real emphasis on Madrona Park, which was our largest park and not very well developed, and then also on a master plan for Main Street Park. So with the coming of the amphitheater structure and the restroom and the water storage, I think Main Street Park is going to be pretty much complete when we get done here.
Oh, wow.
Which would be
'Cause-
next spring. We're going to break ground on the amphitheater this fall, and we'll be done in the springtime.
With the restroom and the amphitheater?
Yeah,
all that
all that will
happening
be
at
done. The
once?
existing restroom will go away and be replaced by a newer restroom will be located back towards Jackson Street. So it's going to open up the front of the park a little bit more, having the existing restroom gone, and but it'll help us implement our park master plan. for
Great.
that,
I mean,
yeah.
I've been here for almost 10 years, and that park has seen that whole block has changed so drastically. And I know
Right.
there are street trees along the perimeter. Are there any plans for more trees in the park, or is that part of that plan?
There'll be some trees that'll have to be removed to create the amphitheater. There's a tree right now that's about right where the stage would be, for example. But we always, as we've done with all our projects, are going to wind up planting more trees by the time we're done. So we're going to create a streetscape along Knox Street and along Jackson Street that's going to mirror the other work that we've done with our Main Street downtown in terms of street trees and planter beds. So yeah, as I say, we'll by the time it's said and done, we will have planted many more trees than we're going to take
Great.
out. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
That's what we always do.
Love that, as you always do.
Yes.
Tell us one more time the dates that the fountain's on.
I think it's the first week of May is when the fountain first comes on, and I think it runs through the end of September.
Through
with
the end of
water.
September.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mark
bet.
Fancy, for being here with us this morning.
Glad to be here.
Thank you for being here with us. Make sure you get out to Main Street Park in Monmouth before the end of August to play in that great splash fountain. And we'll be right back. I'm so glad you stayed with us. I hope you got a lot of good information for the kids and the grandkids and any visitors that you will have coming to see you this summer here in the Monmouth Independence area. If you need more information, be sure and go to our Polk Salad Facebook page, and I can help you there if you weren't able to get the numbers or the websites off of our information that we put on the screen for you. I'm happy to do that. Like Polk Salad on the Facebook page, and then just shoot me a message, and I'll be happy to get that to you. And we will be back next time with more great guests, and until then, I will see you around town.